Hello, Whoopsie Wongy here. I'm going to try to do a short video. But I just remembered something when I did my other video that one thing that's upsetting me too is when I have friends that that or not friends, there's people, I even know on my boyfriend's friends list that do this to him, and it's upsetting. It's upsetting when people just look at your message and they won't even reply. It just seems like when something bad happens, that's when people reply. When you try to do something out of the ordinary, that's when people get your attention. Anyways, that's not this video. I already talked enough about that. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not. I'm just expressing myself the best I can. Since I am in Facebook jail because I can't post on groups for some reason. Might as well say it here. But this is going to be a topic about how do you know if someone's right for you? Just going to small story short. For the longest time, last year I went through a lot of this where I was between two worlds, between my boyfriend and this other guy, because I knew this other guy around the same time I knew my boyfriend. And last year is when it got all settled down and figured out that, my boyfriend is the one for me. And there's a lot of things that I had to come to terms with. And one of them was, when I was without him, when I was currently with the one guy, and I didn't do anything with the one guy. I just pretty much was staying because I was just tired of the situation. So it was just pretty much staying there for like 2 days. But it was like less than 2 days because I had to leave because it was just too much. But yeah, when I was traveling down the road, um, and I left my boyfriend, it didn't hit me. But when I got, sorry, my hand hurts holding that. When I got to my destination with this one guy, um, things weren't feeling right. It just wasn't sinking in. And then at bedtime, normally my boyfriend, he holds me while I sleep. And, I don't want to tell all the details, but, and then the next day, it just hit me, my heart. And it didn't just affect my heart, it affected my gut. And, there's a difference. If you ever heard of soulmate and twin flame, there's a difference. Your soulmate is pretty much could be anyone, that you met in your life and past lives and just, the life you've lived are people. They don't necessarily have to be, um, someone you're attracted to. It could be a friend. But for the longest time, I thought my boyfriend was my soulmate. But come to terms with it, he's actually my twin flame, which it's more of a deeper love and more in tune with that person. And for the longest time, when I had to decide who I wanted to be with, the the thing, it sounds funny, but it worked, is listening to their heartbeat. Because for the longest time, when I ever listened to my boyfriend's heartbeat, it was so loud and so powerful and so strong. But when I asked this one guy if I can listen to his heartbeat, it was quiet. I could barely hear it. And so that kind of made me realize I didn't want to be with him, and I really made a mistake. But the next day, when I was at the guy's house, I just came to terms. Everything went crashing down. The game, if anyone's familiar with it, Skyrim, the one guy played it, and it really tore me down inside, knowing that my boyfriend, my senpai, it he plays that, and I'm without him. And I couldn't eat really. I ate a few things for breakfast that day, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't function. And I'm not saying a guy, you have to function with a guy. I'm just saying from my experience, I lost my soulmate. I lost my twin flame at the moment. And then I left that one guy, and as I was on the bus, my boyfriend Sean, he said, I want you to come home. He listened to a song, it's called Kryptonite, if any of you know that song. And he said, I heard this song, Kryptonite, and he sent it to me. And I kind of listened to it, but I couldn't really listen to it on my phone. But at home, I listened to it. And he said, you're my greatest weakness, but yeah, I need you. And just to give a heads up about the other guy made me feel infuriated, made me feel like I couldn't be myself. But my boyfriend, I could be myself. And that was the difference. If something is off in a relationship, or you're thinking about two different people and you're like, you can't decide. There's some people that have been in there, But the other guy, I didn't feel like I could be myself. I feel like I was pretty much a burden to him, kind of like my ex was. And so that's what made my decision when I came to terms that I literally felt shaken up. I literally felt dead inside. Like literally my body left, or like my other part of my body left my body, like in and out body experience kind of, but not really. But it felt like that. It felt like half of me is gone. Half of my body is gone. And then when I hugged my boyfriend, came back, it just clicked, it just felt right. But that's another thing. The other guy didn't really show affection. And I had a problem with that because of my previous ex. Anyways, that's a little ramble of my experience about what do you do when you're in between two worlds of liking two guys. And, some people look at him like, why'd you go to the guy? Da 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 da. But sometimes you have to take risks. Sometimes you have to live with someone to figure out if they're the one. Some people don't like that. They think you should be married to someone, but if I honestly was with my ex before I got married to him, I wouldn't have got married to him. And that's one of the things people don't realize when they think, like I have some people in particular who don't agree with me living with my boyfriend. But it's my choice, it's my life. But I feel like if you don't really know how that person is living with them, then you're going to have a rude awakening. And that's what I had with my ex-husband. So that's something just for the heck of it. Heck, I don't know. Anyways, that's my story. Have a good day.